Alright, I am going to talk through our laundry build because we didn't actually really have a laundry. Well, we had a room. We had a room where we had a washing machine and our dryer on the floor, and it was literally just slate flooring. I think I have a very old video showing what that looked like. So we didn't actually have a laundry space. Now the space I'm standing in, if you would have seen a video on the renovation series a few back, I was deciding what this room, the width and the depths were gonna look like. This was originally gonna be the mud room, the entryway, but my husband and dad came up with an idea to put it over there, which actually made a lot more sense to the flow of the home. So I'm glad we done that because it actually saved us money too. We didn't have to move any structural steel poles in the ground, which is fantastic. So this became our laundry. I absolutely love this space. I don't know if it's because I done so much of it myself or the layout and how I wanted everything to go went really well. Although it's probably just one of the most complete rooms in our home at the moment for the things that we are renovating. But I wanted to give you a bit of a tour through and show you. I did lose a little bit of footage in regards to installing the sink, but it's okay because the footage was a little bit hit and miss given that I had plumbers and sparkies and builder trying to get this huge, beautiful sink in that I actually ended up getting from Marketplace for a really good price. And they suit the home that we've got. We've got an old Queenslander, and if you ever grew up in one, you know those sinks were in every single laundry. And although this is like a new build downstairs, I wanted to bring the old with the new. So let me give you a bit of a tour. Sounds really weird. Let me give you a tour of the laundry, but it's actually a really good space on a really tight budget. How much we spent, I don't actually know the final details, but I can tell you it was very, very cheap. In regards to my builder put a few walls up, we laid all the tiles ourselves, we purchased the tiles ourselves, we got them from Bunnings. How much the price of those were, I can leave below if you want to know our square meterage and what the tiles actually cost. And then it was paint, hard labor, and a few accessories, along with my sink that we purchased. Okay, so let me give you a little bit of a run through. I've got beautiful birds chirping outside today, so I've got my window open. Now very quickly, outside these windows, we do have a beautiful color green fence. That was actually the original color of the home, which was a cream with green. We're actually changing the fence to white trim and cream background. So I think once that's done, this will actually look a bit more brighter again, which I think would be a nice thing to have. And that'll actually end up flowing into the kitchen, which is behind this wall. We've got 3 big windows in the kitchen, and that green will become a nice cream, hopefully with some like a wall garden out there. But anyway, into the laundry space. I didn't want to have a sink beside my washing machine. There was lots of toing and froing with my plumber and some other family members on just put the sink beside the washing machine. But given this is going to be our toilet and basin for visitors, I wanted this, because this is the door here. Can see me in the mirror. I wanted this to be, as you walk past through our front door and you look in, I wanted this almost to be like a really nice feature piece. So I wanted the sink there to kind of almost separate. That is the washroom and that is the laundry space. So to achieve that, all our plumbing is in behind here. We had this just built. It is really cheap melamine, I want to say. I'm not too sure what the material is called. I looked for ages for like tables and building something, getting something custom made. Originally we were just going to have a tabletop across here, and then I was going to have like the baskets pushed underneath, but you could still see all the plumbing for it. So a lot of thought actually went into this for a very cheap solution. So I got my washer and my dryer, and I wanted to have bench space where I could fold things or sort through the kids' washing, or have a little space where I can hang things up. So I really wanted a bench space there, which is actually being very user-friendly for a family. And then I was in Bunnings one day looking for some stuff. I literally spent every day for about 3 months in Bunnings buying materials. And these were actually in the wardrobe section, like a storage wardrobe section that Bunnings have. And I saw them and I thought, wow, these are actually really big. I wonder if I could use them for like a laundry storage system. And I was able to fit 4 of them in, which it just fit perfectly. This was already installed, and I had the plumbing there, so I was actually really stuck on what I could put in. And I just had those, you know, just the plastic $7 baskets from Kmart, like the high ones. My washing machine has just started. Let's just turn you off. Yep, turn you off for a moment. And I could only fit like 2 and a bit because the plumbing was in the way, and I saw these and I thought, these are fantastic. I will leave the details of what they are and the sizes because it literally fits a perfect load. If I fill one of these baskets up, it fits a perfect load into the washing machine, which I thought was fantastic. So I always have dark, I'm a bit traditional. I do a load of darks, a load of whites, and then I have like towels and towels. We tend to go through a lot of towels and tea towels and cloths, full bodies to wash. We have a dog that goes to the beach regularly, so we need to hose her down and that sort of thing. And she has a towel. It's just a general thing. So I've always got lights, darks, and then pretty much 2 lots of towels to go in there. So this system worked fantastic. You can get smaller baskets. These were the largest baskets you could get, and I couldn't believe that they literally fit perfectly into that space. I literally had like literally no more of a gap to fit them in. And my builder said, well, what we could do is just literally box them in and put a top on top. And I'm like, okay, perfect, that hides it. And this little one here we just built to hide all of the pipes that came through from the washing machine to the taps that are behind here. These are completely removable, so if we had a flooding incident or had to turn the taps off, we can access it. And it actually became like a really nice space. I kind of knew what I wanted, but I couldn't figure out what I wanted, which is sometimes I struggle with when I'm building or designing something. I know what I want it to look like, or I look at things on Pinterest and I'm like, I love that, but it just won't work in the space. I was also working with 2 mirrors windows that I didn't want to take out because I just loved the look of them. We just put some frosted stick-on stuff from Bunnings up just to give the privacy because it is a toilet space, and you could see in from outside if you wanted to. So this corner I absolutely loved. Moving on from that corner there, I wanted something where I could air dry some bits and pieces for clothing and the kids stuff or things I need washed or delicates. So literally just got 2 pieces of pine, which was the same kind of timber as the mirror I picked up from Kmart. And then I just got some coat hangers from Kmart, timber coat hangers, but I actually got spray paint, and I found a very similar color spray paint to the door, and I just thought that looked just tied in. I don't know if you can get it in the one shot. I thought it just tied in really nicely. You're never going to see it unless you're sitting on the toilet with the door closed and tend to gaze up towards that way, but I wanted to do it. My husband kind of giggled when I done it, but I thought it just looked really nice. And then I picked up these here. These are accessory hooks from Kmart. I'm pretty sure for like your wardrobe, but I wanted to use them here, and I hang up the kids' goggles when they finish swimming, or if they've got swimmers, I can just like quickly hang them up to dry, or little miss has got like gymnastic leotards, I hang them up, or delicates, or my washing machine has started again. I paused it before. Do I just let it roll and sort its thing out? It shouldn't be too noisy. I paused it and I think it's just trying to clear the water out. I think it's draining. Or I can like hang my bras and that kind of thing. So it's another great storage little spot to dry or hang things up. And it was kind of dead space. So I wanted the washer and dryer to be here. So if I had the dryer there, it blocked the window, so this was literally the only place I could put them. And I personally don't like the front load washing machines that everyone's got inside a cabinetry. I don't like them. I like my top loader washing machine, personal preference, and that is what I had to end up coming up with. The only thing I wish I would have done differently in this space is hit the cords a bit better. So I wish they would probably put maybe against this side and up so I could hide them. And this is, I mean, I can get that changed, that's not a problem. And the other thing is I didn't allow for my ironing board to go into the side here. I always have my ironing board and my iron in the laundry. So I can take the dryer down, move it across, and then cut some of this down here and move it across so my ironing board can fit in there. My only other option is to put it in the kitchen when the kitchen gets built. So that's a couple of little things that it's hard to know until they're actually in, sort of thing. So, but that is the space there. I'm very happy with it. Do I show you my tiles? So the original tiles, again, when I was designing this space, you guys would have seen the tiles that I wanted to pick. Although they were half price, they were 3 times the price of what these ones were. And I had to pay $260 to get them delivered from Sydney. We are in Brisbane, and it just wasn't worth it. If I had cracked a tile, ran out of tiles, I had to order more and pay for more delivery. So I ummed and ahed, and I wanted that green kind of look to pull out the green from here, now that you can see the finished sort of mudroom look. And look, the tiles I originally would have picked would have been stunning in here, but we're on a budget, and I think I saved over $1,000 by putting these tiles down than the other ones. Now these ones here are kind of good as well. So I went into Bunnings and I saw 2 different styles, and this one caught my eye because it does have, these are all mismatched, but it does have green in a lot of the tiles, and then it's got creams and yellows and pinks and blues and that beautiful sort of dark brown color that I was able to pull up when I was getting this built here for the sink. So I think these worked out well, that if I ever change the color palette of the house, I'm not going to have these odd green and brown white tiles and potentially a blue or a yellow feature wall, or if we change the paint color and that sort of thing. So these look crazy, but I think they kind of work in my favor a bit more. Now talking about the brown, yes, this is where I had the timber. This was leftover timber from a build we had from our stairs. So technically we had paid for the timber. It was like a really hard, it was to re-support where we actually had taken, so that pole got moved and we had to re-brace across here. So they had to put like in some extra really thick timber, and that was left over. So technically I had purchased it because it was materials, but it was literally going to go to waste. I said to my builder, I think we could use this if it's going to be strong enough. And he's like, yes, we can definitely build a frame for it. So we built the frame. It was actually a really light tan color, and I'm like, no, I want it to have like this grunginess to it, like it's underneath the house in a dirty, stinky laundry that floods like a traditional Queenslander home does. So I actually stained it the same color as our original floorboards upstairs, but I put a lot of stain in it to really richen it up, which is the same stain I've used for here and that we're currently doing our stairs in. So it just ties the rooms in together really nicely. And then this is my amazing marketplace find. It was actually $60 because we spent $10 and we got the concrete feet that it sat on, just in case we couldn't come up with a base for it. But the sink was $50 and I love it. I absolutely love it. This all came with it. I had my plumber look at it and he's like, yes, it's perfect. The only thing my builder said is because it's inside, maybe just give it like a bit of a coat of waterproofing. You can see someone had done it with green. The waterproofing we have, which we've got down on our concrete slab, is a gray. So I just gave it like a really brush through just to help give it the waterproofing, because it is concrete. I'm assuming, as my builder said, it could actually like soak through. So love the sink. So many people have commented on the sink. Every time they just walk into the home, they're like, oh my goodness, it looks amazing. And I do really love it. And I've never seen another one on Marketplace that is a single sink. This is a huge sink. Tapware is from Bunnings. Was on a very strict budget. There was a tapware that I just fell in love with, and I think this cost me $120. The taps I love was $600. So again, brought myself back down to reality. I saved $400, $500 in getting these taps instead. I saved over $1,000 getting these tiles instead, and I still think it just works really well. I haven't finished grouting in between these two here, but my builder said put a little splashback on, so we broke some of the tiles down to make a little splashback, which I thought looked really nice. I got this from Kmart on clearance, and the colors worked really well together. I actually have like a yellow mustardy hand towel that I have hanging over here. Just currently washing it, but actually brings out this mustard color. I got it from, I think, Kmart as well. I don't know why I'm walking out here showing you, but let me just show you. That's the coloring of it there. So probably need to get another one of those. I think it was on clearance, or maybe the soap dispenser was on clearance. So I'm just loving all these colors I can pull in. It's not like a safe, boring space. I've got loads of colors happening in here. The mirror I picked up from Kmart. I was looking on Marketplace for ages, but this is actually a very specific size I had to get mirrors for, and nothing actually fit. And the ones that did, they were like $200 because rattan is in vogue. And Kmart was my safe option. I found this at Kmart. I'm like, it fits, it's perfect. It's got the roundness, so it breaks up all of the squareness that we had going on, and it even tied into like the roundness of the taps. So that was a lovely addition there. I ended up getting a black toilet roll holder and just stuck it onto the side there to complement or to use for the toilet. And then I thought, my builder's like, why don't you do like the traditional, back in the day they had like a curtain going across where they hid the pipes, like an old curtain. I'm like, that's probably getting like a bit too old and fuddy-duddy. So what I started doing, I haven't finished, you can probably see I haven't painted the other side, but I got some spray paint and I'm painting the pipes, which are just white PVC pipes. I'm painting them black. So I just think that has a better look than, because I haven't finished, a white pipe sticking out like that there. So they will become all black, which I just think just adds a little bit more to it. Toilet, we ended up having to buy a new toilet because ours broke. We moved it, we dropped it, it cracked. Had to buy another one. Now, this part here I really like is my storage solutions. We don't have a lot of storage in the house at the moment. And if you guys remember, I was toing and froing about keeping this area symmetrical. So there's a gap on that side there, and there's a gap on that side there. But I wanted to try and use that space to get the kitchen, maximize my kitchen space. And if I brought the whole wall out, it just seemed really silly. So what we ended up having to do is inside here, I don't know if you guys could tell, this is a lot wider than these ones. These ones are quite thin, and that one is very wide. Inside here is actually all of our plumbing for when we do our future ensuite. So we pre-planned the ensuite roughly, and we put the plumbing in it, but the plumbing had to get a fall to go outside. So the plumbing actually is inside this wall, and it kind of drops down because you need to have the angles for it to go down. So we had to build the wall out for it. So what we thought is we're going to lose that space anyway, that's fine. I probably could have built like this back here, but I just think it, you know, I'm not going to get too fiddly and try and maximize every little space. But what we did do, this will be eventually the kitchen. We put in a little alcove for the fridge, and then that space there, instead of having it just boxed in like that, my builder came up with the idea, and he's like, why don't you give yourself some storage? And I'm like, but what would it look like? And I thought I'll just go very plain and neutral with it. Get some baskets. These were from Kmart. They are huge, and I have got an awesome storage option here. I have got 2, 4, 6, 8 massive baskets, boxes, and then the bottom shelf, or the floor down the bottom, is where I keep my bucket and my iron. When we designed this space here, I wanted to have, like, my builder's having the gaps, I think at like 30 centimeters to have like extra shelving. I'm like, no, if the shelving's going in, I want big chunky boxes where I can put all of my stockpiling things. So at the moment, all I've got is my toilet rolls, and the kids have got beach towels and the beach accessories. And honestly, majority of these are just completely empty, so I can't wait to fill them. That's got all of my cleaning products and extra like mop heads and that sort of thing, but I can't wait to fill this with toiletries I buy on sale, extra toilet rolls, I don't know, stockpiling for things for a laundry powders and that kind of thing there. So I wasn't keen on this to start with. Then once it went in and I filled it with these baskets, I was overly impressed. And I get a lot of comments on this too, mainly from like the females or the mums going, I wish I had a laundry space that had that much storage. I was first thinking doors on it, painting a different color, but I think it just sort of, it almost blends into like a nothing for the room, which I think is just a great space. I can put extra towels in here, extra face cloths in here. We did originally have our dog leads in there, but we ended up putting them into the mud room. You put your shoes and socks on to go for a walk, put your hat on, and we grab the dog stuff there. So yeah, I'm really impressed with the laundry space that we have ended up getting, not just for the washing and that sort of thing, but just with the storage stuff in through here. Now, a couple of things I wish I had changed, two of which I've mentioned now, is moving that PowerPoint and having a spot for my ironing board to go. That wind is picking up, see? Be dry in no time. I kind of wish I had a PowerPoint here, which I can put in, because on the other side of that is a fridge, and there is actually a PowerPoint there, so I can double off the back of it and put one here. But I just didn't think about my Dyson, charging my Dyson. So I loved having this here just to hang my mops and my brooms, and my bucket sits under there really well. But yeah, I didn't think of a space to charge or hang my Dyson. We did get a PowerPoint put in underneath here, which is a great little hiding spot. So if I needed to iron something quickly, I actually have a steam iron. So you can plug that in, put the iron up here, hang something up there, and steam it, and off you go. But in regards to charging or hanging up my vacuum cleaner, our Dyson's on its last leg, so we're probably going to end up replacing it once the renovations are done. I'm hoping it holds in there. I'm probably going to need to get some sort of a PowerPoint thing put into there. I was considering putting a table there, a plant there, but I have learnt along the way sometimes less is more, and I just wanted this to be a completely functional space. So this is a two-spaced laundry. I've got my laundry section and I've got my downstairs bathroom section through here. So I'm really happy with how everything has turned out. I feel like I have kept the home, or kept the room, really suited to the home. It's been a little bit of a, I can't just go out and buy something or purchase something new. I'm trying really hard to make sure the downstairs area is going to suit the rest of the home. And I don't want people to walk in here and be like, oh, it's like ultra modern and white and clean. I want it to feel like a Queenslander. Beautiful example right there. And I want color. I have come to the conclusion, I'm going to put you back on my tripod, that I'm enjoying color. I think the tiles kind of got me started on it. Get that light there. Yeah, the tiles got me started on, I want color in the house. I love the green and the feature and the dark timbers. I've got lots of brass too in the home. Bigger thing's going to be picking out the floorboards. I'm thinking of going like a really pale, kind of almost like the mirror sort of timber, and then the dark will pop through. I'm not too sure yet. I want to go dark flooring, so I think that the room will just feel a bit sort of claustrophobic. But that is the laundry space. I'm really happy with how it turned out. We've done a lot of it ourselves. Our builder gave a lot of ideas. When it comes to renovating spaces, I have learned to talk to lots of people and give a lot of detail and explain what you want to achieve. People kept saying to me, you need to have the sink beside the wash machine. I'm like, no. And they're like, why? That's what you do. I'm like, but this is how I want. This is actually a really big space in here. You've had the tour through, you've seen it. And I wanted to make it really clear that I have a bathroom section and a laundry section, and to achieve that I wanted the sink to be separate. Didn't want two sinks in there. I thought that was a waste and it would look a bit silly. So I've been really clear on what I wanted, but not a matter of no, that can't go there, it has to go here. I had to explain it as in, I want the room to look like it's two separate rooms. So the sink going here beside the toilet is what I wanted to achieve, and they could understand and help design things, and it kind of just snowballed from there. It was not a quick process. It did take time to do. We had to get plumbing in. We had to purchase things. I was on Marketplace looking for things. I had mind blanks on stuff. We had delays on things. I'm still not finished on stuff. We still got to finish painting some of like the door trims. I've got to finish grouting behind where we put the little splashback for the sink and that kind of thing. Finish painting the under the sink pipes and that sort of stuff. So I'll probably do a video where it's like a maintenance day where I'm going through and updating and finishing things off. But I love how the laundry turned out. I find it to be like a really happy space when I go into it. So I'm hoping I can continue what I've done in the mudroom. You would have seen that video, and now what I've done in the laundry room. I think that's going to be my sort of theme as I push through and do the rest of the house. I originally wanted to have a green inspired kitchen, but now I'm thinking of going brass, white and cream. And then through accessories, I can bring in like lots of colors, like yellow lemons and big bouquet of flowers, and have some herbs hanging so the green can come through there. But the kitchen's gonna be probably a good 18 months away. But that is the laundry video. It has been done for a while. I've just been using the space and really enjoying it. And I'm like, I need to share this because it's a really good space. I am happier when my laundry is organized. I hated doing laundry when I literally just had, when we first moved in, was just, I had a washing machine, the hose didn't connect properly, it leaked, but we couldn't do anything until we started doing the renovations because we didn't want to spend the money. So I understand if you're renting or you don't have the money to renovate, but there's definitely little things you can do. Put a clothes horse in there and get some coat hangers hung up so you can hang your washing up to dry. I don't know if you can hang pictures to add more color or things that relax you or inspire you, or if you are looking to do something to your laundry, can you, I don't know, change tiles or paint the walls or look at different storage solutions and that sort of thing. We were kind of lucky because this is technically like a new build. This was never here. This was just a massive rumpus room downstairs. So very lucky that we were able to design it. Like I was measuring. Do you remember that video where I'm sitting there? Sorry, my camera's full. That video was measuring exactly how deep I want it and how wide I want it, and yeah, it takes time. But my camera is now beeping again because I have too much on here. I'm gonna leave it there. I hope you enjoyed the showcasing of our laundry. What's next? Next might be the stairs. We need to get the stairs done and painted and looking mwah. So that's my next sort of target to get done. And then we've got more painting and more sanding, which is part of renovations. We'll talk soon.
I never got it, why'd you have to go? I guess this world's too slow for you. I think there's beauty in the gray, the cold, but you just want the gold. And there's no way I can beat it, 'cause I got no chance when it comes to her.